Hello, I'm Prospector Jess. In case you don't know who I am, I'm here to help you find more gold. So one of the things that we recently did was a gold workshop. Actually, we've done a couple of them now, and they're working better and better each time. But I wanted to kind of give you a little insight into how this all started, because it's kind of instructive. So what's in a gold workshop? Well, the gold workshop is really designed to be a place where you can interact with me to work out the things that are blocking you from finding more gold. Now, how do I mean that? Well, I'll give you an example from our last workshop, or two, actually. We have worked on several things having to do with mapping. That's part of the workshop, and we teach you how to do that, and I go through kind of the nuances. Now, here's the deal. Here's what makes it different. It's not the map, it's the method. So I spend some time with you going over what you've discovered, or I help you discover, or here's the deal, other members help you discover, okay? And so once we work those things out, that's just the beginning of the journey. And we'll come back to that over and over again during the journey. But one of the main things we do is from there on, we go and look at the individual situations that each of you have. And so what we've done in the past that was really helpful was kind of opened our eyes and ears during the session. So I had an idea of where people were going to need to go, and I was blown away with the outcomes that people wanted to achieve in the end and did achieve. Okay, so we'll get to that a little later, but for right now, the main thing that I wanted to point out is that we started out with this idea that it would be about mapping. It's way more than that. We've discovered things around geology. We've discovered things around particular streams and riverbanks and how they work. We've even discovered things about what's in your own backyard. How about that? Yeah, we talked about those things, and it turned out one of those, we'll go over later, was stupendous, to say the least. Okay, and so with that in mind, that's exactly what we do. We dial into your problem set, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to pitch anything here. I'm just explaining that when you're working in a workshop, you have a chance to apprentice with somebody who has some skill and knowledge in a field that you may not possess. Now, here's what's different about this workshop. You also apprentice with partners from your group, and so it becomes an interactive thing. We meet on Zoom, and we basically have a chance to have each other's ear, literally. And so on a regular basis, and we take pictures and we bring them back, and we take maps and we bring them back, and we basically work over all that material. And it's not overwhelming when it's done one bit at a time. And what's fun is that allows us to look carefully at each other's site. And so or sites that we didn't have, okay? You worry about that sometimes. Well, I don't have a site. Well, several members did not have sites when they started. They have some really cool sites, okay? And so it's kind of interesting how just a little bit of teasing out of some of the problems that block people from seeing where things to find gold, places, locations to go, become barriers to you trying, when in reality, it's an opportunity or an obstacle to overcome. And with help with other members and with my leadership, we go find out how to break down those barriers. It's been pretty cool. And like I say, who would have thought that in one case, that one individual would be finding gold in their backyard? How about that? That's what I'm here to help you with, how to help you find more gold. So this Prospector Jess, for evening, I just wanted to drop in and say, hey, great talking with you, and just check out and wait for the next series. I'm going to be sending out a couple of these little updates and talk to you, how you might benefit from what's there, and as well as some things that we learned. You can learn from these as you open them, so be ready to kind of tune in just to learn a few tips. One of them that I'll give you right now is that don't be misled by what you think in advance. Don't be misled by what others tell you in advance about where gold is hiding. You would be surprised what members of this group found and where they found it. That's the difference. And so when they found it, we all cheered together and we're all rooting for each other and we're spending time, as friends. That's the other thing that happens is one of the biggest pieces of gold you can get is to make friendships. Well, this is a great place to do it. And to get people that can can dial them up and, hey, I've got this going on. Would you be interested in coming up and doing some work with me? So we've got a couple of those going on. We've got a number of really interesting opportunities, and gold prospecting is in the core of this thing. So just hang on, and I'll be sending you some more of these. Good prospecting, and good night, Prospector Jess, over and out.